Hi, my name is Mary Peterson, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about adoption. I wanted to start off with a quote that I found from the book Reflections on Motherhood by Karen Fowler. My life has been shaped by the decision two people made over 24 years ago. They decided to adopt a child. They got me, and I got a chance at the kind of life all children deserve. I find that quote very interesting, and it helps to see the miracle of adoption and the process of adoption and how important it is in this world. Um, there are so many children in the world who need families, and just like that quote said, all children deserve that kind of love when they are brought into this world. My husband and I have recently undertaken the task of starting the adoption process, and I've done a lot of research on this topic, and I'd like to share some of the knowledge that I've gained. The speech will reveal some of the ins and outs of adoption, and it will focus on two different types of adoption: domestic adoptions and international adoption. Domestic adoptions basically means it's an adoption in which the child that is adopted in the country where the adoptive couple is from. So they're both from the same country. Usually work through an adoption agency, and the church has one set up through LDS Family Services that members of the church and non-members can work through. There are many other adoption agencies who can help people who want to adopt. The benefit of working through LDS Family Services is that the cost is usually a lot lower because tithing it's supplemented by tithing. With LDS Family Services, fees can range anywhere from $4,000 up to $10,000 depending on your income. It is 10% of your income, and the fee structure is split in half, where the couple pays half during the application process and the other half when the baby is placed. The amount paid by the couple is subsidized by the church, so that's why it can be so low. Through other agencies, a couple can expect to pay $10,000 to $30,000 or more. All agencies vary widely, and this is just a range. But there will be additional fees that will come up besides just what I just told you. There's costs for medical exams, there's costs for travel. All of those things are not included in that cost structure. So just be aware of that. So the process of adoption, there are usually about 7 steps involved in the adoption process: deciding to pursue adoption, applying to adopt, completing an application to do a home study, getting approved to adopt, being matched with a child, legalizing the adoption, and then becoming an adoptive parent. Finally, in the end, you become a parent. Through international adoptions, this means, now on to international adoptions. This is an adoption in which the child is adopted in another country different from the adoptive parents. So if I were to adopt, since I am an American, if I did an international adoption, there's many countries that participate in international adoption, but I would be, for example, there's a lot of children that need to be adopted in Russia. There's 80,000 children in Ukraine that need to be adopted. In Haiti, in Brazil, in so many countries all throughout the world, there's opportunity for adoption, and also in Africa, most countries in Africa. It can be very challenging, very time-consuming, extremely expensive, and very emotional. International adoptions are actually on the decline since 2003. According to a CNN article, in 2003 there were around 41,000 international adoptions, and in 2011 there were about half, to 23,000. CNN got these numbers from the Hague Adoption Convention, a major factor in most international adoptions. Countries that were once open to adoption, like Russia, China, Guatemala, are now closed. However, the number of orphans has been rising, so that's not a real good sign. In China, the number of children in orphanages has risen 50% since 2004. If this is the route a couple chooses to take, there are some very important factors to realize. Most of the steps will be the same, but they will take longer. Travel is always part of the process, sometimes months at a time, and multiple trips are involved. The cost will be significantly more. In my research, I found that it could be anywhere from 20,000 all the way up to 60,000. The reason for this is that the government restricts a lot of it. Citizenship requirements, travel expenses, doctor visits, medical expenses. There's so many children to adopt internationally, and it's a shame that it's not happening as much as we would like. In 2011, there were 92,000 children in orphanages in China. And like I was saying, in Ukraine there are estimated 60,000 to 100,000 orphans waiting for adoption. According to the American World Adoption website, it costs anywhere from 37,000 all the way up to 48,000 to adopt a child in Ukraine. Because of the devastation in Haiti, there's also many children there. There are so many countries in the world where adoption is needed, and it's really a shame that it's so hard and that it takes so much time. But I mean, there's a lot of factors involved in that. It's countries are very protective of their children because there have been problems with sexual abuse. There's been problems with people adopting children and then putting them into the sex trade. So there's a lot of factors to consider and a lot of factors to think about when international adoption is taking place. The steps are the same. It's just going to take a little bit longer and costs a lot more money. In conclusion, there's so many children who need adoption in our country and also in the world. It can be a great opportunity for people and very rewarding as well. I'm excited to learn more about this for myself and experience adoption. Um, I've had friends who have adopted, and they've all said it was really worth it, but it was a very hard and trying experience. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, that's my informative speech. Thank you.